home. "We don't see you nearly often enough. It is too bad of you to hide yourself away in Derbyshire. Dear aunt, it is so kind of you to want me to stay, but my life is in Derbyshire, caring for the estate and papa's horses. You say papa's horses as though he was still alive, but they are your horses now." "Yes," Elvina agreed a little sadly. "It is just that I was always so close to papa. I still think of everything as his." Her father had died a year ago, leaving her a large estate, a good deal of money, and 50 magnificent horses, which, after his daughter, were the love of his life. Lord Winwood had been an earl, and his title, plus a certain amount of money, had been entailed and had descended to a cousin. But his house and estate, and the bulk of his fortune, had gone to his beloved daughter Elvina. "You still miss him, don't you?" Aunt Alice said gently. "Yes, terribly. Ever since Mamma died 4 years ago, Papa and I were everything to each other. Now he is gone too." "And you are living all alone in that great house?" "I'm not alone. I have Margaret. We get on very well." "My dear, a paid companion, and a poor relation at that." "Aunt dear," Elvina protested, laughing, "what a terrible way to describe poor Margaret." "She is a paid companion, isn't she?" "Well, yes, but—" "And she is a poor relation of your father's family. Papa engaged her in the last year of his life so that I should not be alone when he died. We chose her because she is my own age, and we have a lot of interests in common. She loves riding too." "Oh, well, there's nothing more to be said," Aunt Alice remarked ironically. "If she is a good rider, what else is needed?" "Nothing very much," Elvina admitted with a little laugh. "I always said that nobody who visited your home would know that your father was an earl. A horse breeder, perhaps, but no, not an earl." "Well, he was a horse breeder," Elvina conceded. "Everyone in the district came to him for horses because his animals were always the best. I only hope I can keep up his standards. Did you know that if a horse—" "Enough!" Aunt Alice raised her hand imperiously. "From your father I had to endure endless equine talk. From you I cannot, and will not. Cease immediately. When we reach the reception you will doubtless find some young man who will indulge you on the subject." But young men were more likely to want to talk to Elvina about herself. They would rave about her glossy chestnut curls, her deep green eyes, the hint of a dimple in her chin. Elvina did not find her own beauty an object of interest, and rapidly grew bored with such talk. Andrew did not pay her extravagant compliments, although she knew that he admired her looks. He talked about horses, for he too was proud of his stable, and sometimes she would turn and find him looking at her in a way that made her heart skip a beat. "And talking of young men," Aunt Alice resumed, "when are we going to hear of your marriage?" "Aunt, please." Elvina could not help herself blushing, and her aunt saw it. "So, there is someone? Why haven't you brought him to the point? All right, you don't have to tell me that I am a nosy busybody. Marrying people off is one of my pleasures in life. Just see to it that it does not take too long." To Elvina's relief, they had now reached Stranbourne House. The reception swallowed them up and saved her from further inquisition. After her revelation about Andrew, Elvina found that everything looked different. In a few weeks the glowing bride might be herself. She longed for the party to be over, so that she could be alone to think about Andrew and luxuriate in her love. "Elvina, dear," Aunt Alice called her over, "have you ever met Lady Crofton? You both come from the same part of the world." It turned out that Lady Crofton came from Cumberland, but Aunt Alice, a Londoner to her fingertips, somehow felt that anywhere in the northern part of the country must all be the same. Neither of her listeners disillusioned her. They fell into discussion of the bride. "I have always been so lucky," Aunt Alice